Hello everyone. The Industrial Revolution was a rapidly changing era in history. When new machines are invented, production was centralized in factories, and people moved into large urban cities. Today we are going to talk about the impact of the Industrial Revolution on workers in Great Britain, and we have three essential questions that we are going to answer one by one. How did the main features of workers' job, including job types, working condition, change during the revolution?
Before the Industrial Revolution, workers often worked in their own houses and farms together with their family members. They could have flexible working hours in light environments. Most of the work was either agriculture or craft-based. However, during the revolution, most workers shifted to factory production dominated by machinery. Also, work became specialized and repetitive, which increased the employment of no-skilled or semi-skilled workers. Therefore, child labor and women labor became more common since they were paid low. In fact, workers needed to labor through long working hours without the right to control their pace. Ultimately, the dark, dirty, and dangerous environments in factories led to diseases and higher risks of illness.
How did the worker gain rights during the Industrial Revolution, and what were the results?
Moving on, at the start of the Industrial Revolution, workers had few rights, low wages, and worked in harsh environments for long hours. As a result, some workers became angry and created trade unions with others to protest the factory owners. However, this didn't work well, and the British Parliament passed the Combination Act that made trade unions illegal. Despite this, workers joined anyway, and trade unions grew larger in size with stronger strikes. Finally, in the early 18th, the government started investigation and passed acts like the Factory Act and 10-Hour Act, which effectively limited child and women labor and the length of working hours in factory. Moreover, the Combination Act was repealed, so trade unions can legally negotiate with factory owners about their working conditions and wages.
Did the quality of life for the working class rise or decline after the revolution? And specifically, in which areas?
Quality of life for workers overall increased at the end of the revolution. The main reasons for this is because the income of the working class had increased by going into factories to work, since laws and trade unions helped the workers to get more wages. As a result, the workers can buy more consumer products and allow more leisure. In addition, this is made possible because of the shortening of working hours and better working conditions led by inspections. The life expectancy of workers also increased as the urban cities started to build more housing and sewer systems to reduce the overcrowded and polluted streets. Furthermore, public health measures improved as public institutions such as hospitals are vastly constructed. Last but not least, the government promoted education development by making schools free for children in order to get more skilled workers.
In conclusion, we have compared the lives of workers before, during, and after the Industrial Revolution by answering the three essential questions. Yet the results suggest that workers experienced a fast and dramatic change from the revolution and led their families to live hugely different lives. In recent years, more and more people get labor rights protection and receive better living conditions due to the law's completion. Even though we are far away from the era of child labor and coal miners, we will still need to remember the contribution made by the Industrial Revolution that led to the convenient technology we use in our day-to-day lives. Thank you for listening.